What's happening there, YouTube? Genji here. I had to take a few days off to set up some new equipment for my home lab, but now that that's all squared away, I have some time to hop back in for some Slay the Spire 2. I believe in the last episode we did our first run with the Ironclad, and we were one turn away from completing a run successfully, but it all came crashing down. However, we did manage to unlock a new character, the Silent, who we have yet to play, so I'm going to put myself in the corner here. And we're going to do a new single-player, I guess, standard run, since we don't have access to the others. Run with the Silent. The Silent has 10 HP less than Ironclad. A huntress from outside the Spire, ready to stab and poison anything in her way. She starts with Ring of the Snake. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards, compared to the Ironclad's ability to heal 6 HP after every combat. I feel like the healing is slightly more powerful, but 2 additional cards does allow Silent to have some more setup at the beginning of every encounter. So I feel like that means she's going to be a more skill-based character. A lot less unga-bunga than Ironclad, but we'll find out once we start a run. Right, we unlocked Niao as well. Mother of Resurrection, parentheses, exiled, who appears to be a whale deity who is presumably under or near the Spire. I've remade you. Go up. So our options here, we have some beginning of the game boons that we did not have when we were playing Ironclad, so we're in a slightly better starting position this time. Niao's Talisman, upgrade 1 of your strikes and 1 of your defense. Golden Pearl, upon picking up, gain 150 gold, or Large Capsule. Obtain 2 random relics, add an additional strike and defend to your deck. Oh. So that means we have more cards that we have to discard, but we get 2 relics. And we got Mercury Hourglass. At the start of your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies and War Paint. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. And we got a defend and a defend. Okay. That's fine. So, let's proceed. Act 1, Overgrowth. So we had 3 starting routes. We have an elite here. We have an elite here. An elite here, here, and here. I don't want to do an early merchant, because we only have 99 gold. It seems like a waste to go to a merchant that early. Maybe we do something like this. Take this round path into an elite, and then we can do rest, encounter. We could potentially do a rest or a monster, depending on whether we want an upgrade. Do a question mark here. And then this here splits 3 ways, so we can kind of do whatever we want here. We'll see how we're feeling there. We can potentially do 2 elites before heading to the boss, who is the Ceremonial Beast, who we've not fought yet. So I kind of like that. Let's go that direction. Starting off with the Oozes. We've immediately smashed for 3 damage. So we want to take out the guy who's going to deal damage to us this round, so let's just do 6 damage and take him out. Oh right, our cards, our starting cards for this character besides our strikes and our defends is Neutralize, deal 3 damage, apply 1 weak, and Survivor, gain 8 block, discard 1 card. Okay. So let's take out, I guess, the small slime next. 3 damage, 1 weak, and then strike. We're gonna get slimed. And then we're going to strike, defend, strike. Because we have so much less health and no ability to regenerate after every combat, we do have to be careful to take less damage overall. We can't just, like, eat some chip damage and then regenerate it like we can with Ironclad. So we have to be more careful. Let's see, Backstab, innate, deal 11 damage. And innate, start each combat with this card in your hand. So we get a free 11 damage at the beginning of every combat with Backstab. Pinpoint, 3 energy. Deal 15 damage, cost 1 less energy for each skill played this turn. Okay. So this would be a good card for our hand that has like a bunch of defends. So we can drop like 3 blocks and then get a free pinpoint. And then Well-Laid Plans as a power. At the end of your turn, retain 1 card. It does seem pretty good, but I think we're going to go with Backstab. We're stacking up our early damage build. He's going to deal 12 damage. We can do Defend plus, there's 16, and then a strike. If only we had one of those Defend pluses on this round. We can do what? 6, 12, 18, so we can't quite finish him off. We'll do 5 block. 1, 2. Take 1 damage. Let's free damage and kill. Dexterity Potion, gain 2 dex. Deadly Poison, apply 5 poison. Tactician, 3 energy. Sly. If this card is discarded from your hand before the end of your turn, play it for free. Interesting. And then Acrobatics, draw 3 cards, discard 1 card. So we get some discard with Silence, and we can use discard to take what would normally be a 3 energy card that can be upgraded to 2 energy, discard it for free, and gain its effects. Or we can apply some poison. 7 poison. Poison creatures lose HP at the start of their turn. Each turn, poison is reduced by 1. Ooh. Do we start with card draw, or do we start a poison build? Tactician's kind of pointless until we get some discard. We do have, I think, Survivor does give us discard. But otherwise, this card is only useful if you have discard in the same hand as Tactician. And Acrobatics, 4 card draw with some discard. I feel like we're being asked what path we want to go down at this point. Give me Deadly Poison. Nope. We drew the short straw, we get a combat. Alright, we're gonna open with a backstab. We have to block 4 damage, and then 1, 2. Poison is an investment in the future, right? Because it does overall, it does less damage than just a basic strike. But it continues to tick, so it does 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So 1 Deadly Poison, unupgraded, does what? 5, 9, 12, 14, 15 damage over several turns. But we're not going to play defense anyway, so let's do Deadly Poison, strike, strike. They keep taking damage, neutralize, and then strike. Very nice. 12 gold, a block potion. We can do more poison. More poison. Deal 13 damage or 2 less for each other card in your hand. Ooh. What does this become? 3 poison to a random enemy 4 times. Okay. So that's actually pretty powerful. It's a shame it's 2, but that's, if it's 3 poison 4 times, that's 12, then 11, then 10, then 9, then 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4. So that's a lot of damage for 2 energy overall. But unupgraded, well, let's see. If we upgrade Deadly Poison, it becomes 7. And this becomes 12 for 2. So this would be 14 for the same energy cost. Deadly Poison. I guess we're going to a poison build. We're getting more poison cards now. So neutralize. Backstab. Poison. Strike. Strike. Let's take out the summon. More poison. Oh, he's gonna do damage to us this turn, so let's defend. we have nothing but... well, I mean, we have one strike, but... yeah, this is pretty ridiculous. Let's see. It'll be the start of our next turn, though, so he will get some... we'll get some hits in if we don't take him out. So let's do defend, defend. Full block. Let poison keep ticking down in the background here. 3 more damage. Then... more poison. Defend, defend. Dazed cards, okay. And we're dead. 14 gold, colorless potion, and a new card. Free block is pretty good. It can be upgraded to 7 block for 0 energy. Or calculated gamble, discard your hand, then draw that many cards and exhaust. Give me deflect, I guess. Free block is always good. Wood carvings. You open a dusty box to find a set of 3 elaborate wood carvings. A bird, snake, and a Taurus? A nearby pedestal has indentations which match the bottom of the carvings. Which carving will you place on the pedestal? Bird. Choose 1 starter card to transform into Peck. Snake. Enchant 1 card with Slither. When you draw this card, randomize its cost from 0 to 3. Or Taurus, choose 1 starter card to transform into Tauric Toughness, which is 2 energy, gain 5 block, gain 5 blocks at the start of your next 2 turns. Do we have a 3-cost card? We do not have a 3-cost card. So I guess... Peck seems the most innocuous. Let's turn just one of our basic strikes into Peck. It does the same amount of damage, but it does it twice, or 3 times. You place the bird carving on the pedestal, and the statue's eyes light up, and you hear a faint ringing within your mind. Caw! Caw-caw! The pedestal opens, and a strange fluid begins to pour out. Naturally, you drink it all. Of course. Statue Man. Alright, he's asleep. So let's hit him with a neutralize, a backstab, and literally all of our defends are in the same hand now. And now he's gonna wake up and he's going to destroy us. We're gonna have no blocks. Your journey ends here. Strike, strike, strike. Now, what is this? Slow. Whenever you play a card, this enemy receives 10% more damage from attacks this turn. Shall we begin? Here we go. Yep, here it is. 23 damage, no blocks. What the hell, man? 2 dexterity, 12 block. Oh, I guess block potion doesn't count with dexterity. That's cool. Poison, poison, strike. Ow. Survivor, and we'll discard 1 defend. Then gain 10 block. Then smack. Ow. Free block. Deadly poison, strike. Oh, he is whittling us down, man. Neutralize. 10 block. 7 block, strike, and die. Shine. 39 gold, strength potion, Centennial Puzzle. The first time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. Okay. Accuracy. Shivs deal 4 additional damage. And shivs are 0 cost, deal 4 damage and exhaust. Speedster. Whenever you draw a card during your turn, deal 2 damage to all enemies, or Flick-Flack. Slide. Deal 6 damage to all enemies. We don't have any options here for our build. Accuracy would be for a Shiv build. We don't have anything, we don't have any Shiv cards. We have 2 poison cards. I mean, it's not too late to try to branch into a separate build, but we already have a lot of cards. I guess 6 damage to all enemies. With Sly, we have some slight 35 of 70, we should probably rest. Event. Tablet of Truth. You defeat a pair of Guardiankin and make your way into a protected vault. Inside is a tablet with familiar inscriptions. Your intuition tells you that this language can be deciphered rather easily. However, once you begin deciphering, you'll be locked in. The tablet gives off a soothing energy and you can smash it to receive its healing energies instead. Lose 3 max HP, upgrade a random card, or heal 20. Heal 20. The tablet is smashed to pieces, energy expelled from the tablet seeps into your body. You feel refreshed. Treasure. The Akabeko. At the start of each combat, gain 8 vigor. Your attack deals additional damage. We can upgrade a card. Let's smith... Too weak is kind of nice for neutralize. Do neutralize plus. We do need to keep our damage down if possible. Here we go. Neutralize, 6 to 4. Defend. Backstab. Deadly poison. Strike. You have poison 4, you have 7 health though, so if we apply... How do I want to do this? What's the play here? That'll be death for you. We'll put some block on. We'll put some block on, and then we'll strike this guy. Strike. He's going to do 8 damage. We can deal with that. 8 block, end turn. Deadly poison. Where's my upgraded poison? Oh, I didn't upgrade a poison. I upgraded neutralize. I kept looking for it to appear. It's because I don't have it. He's not attacking, so we'll do peck. Sure. Strength, but it's too late. He's dead. Storm of Seal. See, now we're getting Shiv cards. As soon as we pick... I think this happened with Ironclad as well. Like, as soon as I decided, oh, I guess we're going to take this type of build, suddenly we stopped getting cards of that build, and we started getting cards for other builds. The Storm of Seal would be fantastic for a Shiv build, but we already passed on the power that increased our Shiv damage, and now we have no poison. There's no poison options. Skip. We can hit an elite. Big Bird. Neutralize. Backstab. 8 block, 8 block. And Deadly Poison. Reflect. Strike. I'm gonna deal 9 damage, so we would do Survivor, discard Flick Flack with Sly, and then Peck. Deadly Poison. We're gonna have to do a little defend here. We're gonna take some more. Yep. Then we'll do a deflect. Deadly poison. Let's get rid of Peck. And some more block. Neutralize. Strike. Done. Vajra. Start each combat with 1 strength. Again. Shivs. We royally messed up. This is all, oops, all shivs. Skip. Event. It's a whole bunch of men. Men. Alright, we're going to deflect. We can strike this guy down. And then we have 12 to put on Crossbow Raider before he gets too shielded. Peck him to death. Alright. That'll work. Block that. Poison him. Strike. And sure, defend. Poison. Strike. Strike. Dead. Okay. That went better than I was fearing. Backflip. Gain 5 block, draw 2 cards. Dagger Spray. Deal 4 damage to all enemies twice. Dagger Throw. Deal 9 damage, draw 1, discard 1. Dagger Throw could be good for Sly, but again, we're not really building. That feels like it's another spec for Silent. Like a Sly build, a Poison build, and a Shiv build feel like her 3 available paths at the moment. Let's take, I guess... We already have so much defend. Like, we've had entire hands of nothing but defend, which we need to get rid of some. Backflip. It's the Frog Parasite. Neutralize it. Backstab it. Poison it. I don't know what else we would want to draw here, so I guess strike, strike. Gonna give us some infection. Fun. Yeah, here's a full hand of defends. 8 block. 7 damage. More block. At least we have some passive damage build up. Deadly poison to who? You've got the most health. Let's take you down a peg. Give me 2. Here we go. Flick Flack. 7 damage to all enemies. Take you out. End our turn. Deflect. Deadly poison. Strike you. Discard infection. End our turn. You take no damage and you get passively killed. Perfect. Explosive Ampule, Strawberry. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 7. Perfect. A calculated gamble, discard, and then redraw, Flick Flack, and Dagger Spray. No. What shall I do? 61 of 77. Let's Smith. I feel like we don't really have that much going on at the moment. We may get mopped by this first boss, but let's go. So, backstab. Peck. Strike. Strike. Deflect. Deadly Poison plus. 18 damage. Oof. There, 13 damage, and then defend. There's a full block. What is this? Plow. The first time ceremonial beast's HP reaches 150 or below, it becomes stunned and loses all its strength. Okay. Poison. Survivor. Flick Flack. Trigger Sly. Defend. Poison. Deflect. Can we get him to 150? We can. Okay. End. Poison stacking up. Flick, Flack, and Peck, I guess. Ooh. Let's see, weak is a 25% reduction, so 25% of 15 is gonna be 4-ish, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, so around 4. Whereas the defend will block 5, so I feel like we're gonna take overall less damage if we just defend. And backflip. Here we go. Neutralize. Defend plus. And Flick Flack. Strike. Strike. Bye. Epic discovered. Very nice. 100 gold. Heart of Iron. Gains 7 plating. And we can add a card. Tools of the trade. At the start of your turn, draw 1 card and discard 1 card. Tracking. Weak enemies take double damage from attacks. For this turn, your next skill is played an extra time. So that can be used to double stack deadly poison. Tracking seems really good too. The weak enemies take double damage from attacks. Let's do burst. I think that synergizes better with our poison. Here we have Pale, the melting dragon.
The puppet has arrived. Can you check on Father? I'm too tired.
Pale's flesh. Gain an additional energy at the start of your 3rd turn and every turn after that. That seems really good. You may sacrifice card rewards to Pale. Every 2 sacrifices, obtain a relic. Well, we've been doing a lot of that, haven't we? Pale's blood. At the start of your turn, draw 1 additional card. Oh. So permanent additional card draw. Or permanent energy after 3rd turn. That's... both of those are so good. Card draw. I feel like that can compensate for a bad draw, but give you potentially 1 good card. So we have 4 paths this time. We can go through early merchants. Where are our elites? They're all after the treasure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 elites. Only this path will allow us to fight 2 elites. But if we do that, we miss out on bonfires. So we have double bonfire with an elite. We have double bonfire with no elite. And then we have an elite with no bonfires at all. Kind of like this route. This guy looks like... this is Knowledge Demon. Who looks like a Macbeth's giant. If anyone's familiar with the artist Macbeth, he does this very beardy look on his giants. And then we have the hood from Journey, the game Journey, and then some Sonic rings. Very interesting. So I want to hit at least one merchant this run. So if we do this, this will give us a little extra cash. We can do upgrades or healing here. Yeah, I think this is the route. Here and here. So what's that? 1, 2, 3 campfires, 3 rests. We'll see how it works out. Definitely take an early deflect. Deal 15 damage to all enemies. Why is it so high? Oh, from Vigor. Right. So we want to get rid of big damage guy, so let's see if we can take him out. 12 damage. Oh, we lost our Vigor. Shit. I guess that was only on 1 attack. Deadly poison. Well, he's at 7. 7. 7. So he will die, and we'll take 3 damage. Or not. We had shield from something. And now we have bursts with no poison. That's unfortunate. Let's just do attack, attack, attack. He's going to strength up. 15 strength! What the hell? Just insane strength values on creatures. There, poison, peck, double kill him. Here we go, bouncing flask plus. 3 poison to a random enemy 4 times. For 2 energy. That's 12 poison. Yeah. Next. Bugs. Yeah, we should do Sly. Deal 9 damage to everybody as our opening move, because they can only take 9 damage anyway, so it's wasted on everything else. So, Flick Flack. 9 damage to everybody. Nine damage to... Now if we do... If we do Burst and then Survivor, we'll take no damage. There, 16 block. Everybody take some damage. Three damage 3 times. We'll take out our big hitter guy here. Bouncing Flask will hopefully take this guy out unless all 4 of them randomly get assigned to this guy. There we go. So he'll die immediately, and then he'll power up, but it will be useless because he'll die on his own before he gets to do that, so we'll just neutralize him. Put him out of his misery. Leading Strike, deal 7 damage, add 1 Shiv into your hand. Again, we're getting Shiv cards. Finisher, deals 6 damage for each attack already played this turn. Pounce Plus, deal 18 damage. The next skill you play costs 0. So we can use that to play into a free block, or a free defend. And this upgrades... Oh, that is, it's already upgraded. It's Pounce Plus. Sure. Assassinate. Innate, 10 damage, 1 vulnerable. So this is the... This has got to be a companion card for Backstab, right? Backstab is innate, deals 11 damage. Assassinate, on a discount, applies vulnerable, which you can then take advantage of with Backstab. And then again, Shiv cards. We should have done a Shiv build, man. What are our relic options? Chandelier. At the start of your third turn, gain 3 energy. Vambrace. The first time you gain block from a card each combat, double the amount gained. And Screaming Flagon. If you end your turn with no cards in your hand, deal 20 damage to all enemies. Whoa. Chandelier seems fun. We're gonna do Assassinate. We're gonna remove one of our basic blocks. Defends, sorry. And that's all we're gonna do. Go on here. The Bug Slayer. As you're fending off a swarm of aggressive insects, you suddenly notice a mighty, rugged warrior man fighting beside you this whole time. The insects, sensing defeat, scatter. You turn to your fellow fighter. Would you like any tips on exterminating these pests? How polite. You nod and accept his offer. Learn Extermination Technique. Add Exterminate to your deck. 1 energy, 3 damage, 4 times to all enemies, okay? Learn Squash. 1 energy. Deal 10 damage, apply 2 vulnerable. Squash.
I see. You wish to learn the squash technique. Very good.
He pauses briefly, thinking how best to endow you with this maneuver.
This is the technique! Behold!
He boasts while stepping on a giant bug. Squish! We're gonna use it on this giant bug. So we're gonna assassinate. 19 damage, 1 vulnerable. With our vigor. Oh, that caused him to curl up. Interesting. Now we're gonna backstab all that away. And we're gonna burst. Deadly poison to apply 10 poison. Then we're going to Survivor and discard a peck to get 8 defense. And that's it. We get extra card draw. We're gonna Squash. Give him 2 vulnerable for 50% more damage so that we can deal 7 damage and then 7 damage. Neutralize. Our extra energy is coming in clutch here. Deflect. We can do Pounce Plus to then play Bouncing Flask for free. Then play Deadly Poison. Then play Backflip. And then play Squash again. And he's gonna die. Amazing. Choose a card. More Deadly Poison. Or some discard. I guess poison? Moving along. Ooh. A Hunter Killer. 121 health? This is a regular enemy? Assassinate. Backstab. Squash. Strike. Strike. Oh, we're tender. Whenever you play a card, lose 1 strength and 1 dexterity. Ow. Oh man, we have no defend. Deadly Poison. Deadly Poison. I'm gonna drop Heart of Iron here. give us at least some kind of block for this turn, and then 5 damage. Keep him hurting. We've got deflect, gain 4 block, neutralize, 6 damage, 2 weak. We need to deal 3 damage and he's dead, so let's do... Pounce. Done. Potion of Binding. Apply 1 weak and 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Yes, please. Untouchable, Pounce, Anticipate. 2 dex is pretty nice. Our deck is getting a little big. Self-help book. On the floor lies a tome. Top 3 ways to conquer the Spire. The book is encrusted with blood, so you find this manuscript highly suspicious. Will you read it? Read the back. Choose an attack to enchant with Sharp 2, which increases damage on this card by 2. Might be cool for neutralize, maybe? Or peck. That'll do 4 damage 3 times, instead of 2 damage 3 times. Read a random passage, choose a skill to enchant with Nimble 2, increases block gain from this card by 2, or locked, we don't have any powers. I guess it's gonna be Sharp 2. And we'll probably get the best bang for our buck on that with Peck, because it hits multiple times. Or Sly to deal 8 damage, or not Sly, but Flick Flack to deal 8 damage to all enemies instead of 6. Yeah, let's do Peck. You flip the cover over and read the summary. Critics and cultists agree that sharp and pointy weapons are the best way to inflict damage. There's a price sticker on the back of the book, crossed out and marked with a greatly reduced price. Okay, we're going this way. We get Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, gain energy. So this means on our 3rd turn, we're going to gain 4 energy. Incredible. Oh, it's every 3 turns. Okay. We can afford to smith something. Squash becomes 12 damage, 3 vulnerable. Assassinate becomes 2 vulnerable. Burst Plus becomes next 2 skills are played an extra time. I like all of those. Let's do Squash Plus, 3 vulnerable. That seems pretty good. Elite time. Assassinate. Backstab. Oh, this guy's gonna keep giving us status cards every time we hit him, huh? Deflect. Let's play... Burst. And then... That'll be 16 block. $20. And we can afford to give him an extra whack here. Neutralize. Deadly poison. Two dexterity. 10 block. More poison. Alright, turn 3 is our mega turn, 7 energy. Even though we don't need it. Pounce Plus. Next skill we play is free. So we'll do Survivor, I suppose. We'll discard Dazed. Defend. Strike. Strike. We're getting a lot of days. Peck, 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 peck. That is so much daze, oh my god. Bouncing Flask. Okay, he's dead now. 22 poison. We poison the hive. 20 damage. Let's replace the damage ampule. Discard. Fire potion. Bag of preparation. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. We're getting a full hand at the beginning of every combat. A free 6 damage. Skip. 15 to 77. Let's smith. Assassinate plus. A merchant. Grand Finale can only be played if there are no cards in your draw pile. Deal 60 damage to all enemies. That's a very specific utilization, though. Like, what are the odds that you happen to have that in your hand at the exact same time that you happen to be fully drawn? Now, not overdrawn. If you overdraw one, it all goes back into your draw pile, and then you don't have an empty draw pile. Otherwise, it's just wasting space in your deck. 174, 50% discount on all products. Juju Bracelet. Regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in encountered events. Skewer seems really fun. Deal 8 damage X times, especially on like round 3 when we get 7 damage or 7 energy. But 50% discount is like really good. We won't get to use it again until next level. Let's try Skewer. And we can do a removal of a basic strike. And we're broke. Spiny Toad. Oh, we know the routine here. Assassinate. 22. Backstab. Squash. Neutralize. $18 damage or Deadly Poison plus. Deadly Poison plus. That does 7 damage. That does 9 damage. There we go. And he's almost dead already. He's rearing up. Deflect. I'll do 14. Not quite. Well, he's got thorns though. When hit by an attack, deal 5 damage back. So give me 2 more cards. Here we go. Deadly Poison. Which does not count as an attack. I should have bursted that. Oops. So we can do 13 damage without breaking our shield. He'll be dead. He deals 5 damage back. I'll take 1 damage. And he's dead. Goodbye! Swift Potion? Oh, yeah, we'll definitely take card draw over a colorless potion. Discard, card draw. Malaise. Enemies lose X strength. Apply X weak. Whoa! And we can play that twice. Does that play with 0 energy the second time, though, or do they both play with the same amount of energy? I guess we'll find out. So, Arrest. X plus 1. And I feel like our poison build never really came online, huh? We have 2 poison abilities. You got nothing. Knowledge Demon. He's gonna debuff us. Let's do Assassinate, Backstab, Neutralize. Enemy loses X strength, apply X weak. We want to get some poison in. Well, here, we can try... We can see if this works now. Okay. I don't know... I didn't see what that actually did, but whatever. End our turn. Disintegrate. At the end of your turn, take 6 damage or Mind Rot. Draw 1 fewer card each turn. We already have +1 card each turn, right? Let's take Mind Rot, so we just go back to our regular card draw. Bouncing Flask. Defend. He still has weak and vulnerable. We should probably just keep it up. Deadly Poison. Let's do Anticipate. Deadly Poison. Squash. Backflip. That's enough to block his 12 incoming damage here. So then... Strike, strike, and then just some extra defend. What is this? Oh, it's Anticipate. End. Oh, he's gonna heal, is he? You have no defense, so I guess just Bouncing Blast. Squash, keep his vulnerable up. So we healed 30. So we can offset some of that with a fire potion. Deadly Poison. Deadly Poison. I don't know why I did defend. Oops. He's got 51 poison at this point. At the start of its turn, loses 51 HP. Disintegration. At the end of your turn, take 7 damage or Sloth. You cannot play more than 3 cards per turn. Ooh. I don't wanna accelerate my demise here. He's gonna deal 17 damage. So if I do... well, I can do 3 cards, right? I can do Anticipate, Burst, and then Defend. And that will block all 17 damage. Anticipate, Burst, Defend. No, it won't. Close. Alright. Bouncing Flask. So we can do Pounce Plus, then Bouncing... Well, no. The next skill is played an extra time, so we can do 12. That might be enough. Let's do that. Bouncing Flask. And he's dead. Let's go. End turn. And he melts. Epic discovered. Loot. 100 gold. Echoing Slash. Ooh, a poison. Whenever an attack deals unblocked damage, apply 1 poison. It's gotta be that, right? Knife Trap. Play every shiv in your exhaust pile on the enemy. That would have been incredible. This would have been an incredible shiv run. I hate that we went... Poison is barely working out, but if I decided to go full send on shiv when we already had 2 poison cards, it still would have been an incredible shiv deck. And then Echoing Slash. Deal 10 damage to all enemies. Repeat this effect for each enemy killed. It's just okay. But yeah, Knife Trap, even though it's 2 energy... upgrade and play every shiv in your exhaust pile. So every shiv you get immediately exhausts. But then Knife Trap will just let you play every shiv. So the more shivs you generate, the higher and higher. This scales really well. And Venom. Apply 2 poison whenever an attack deals unblocked damage. That will be good for our multi-hit, like Peck. That's incredible. And Venom. Glory!
A huntress! I will sharpen your claw!
This is Tanks, the Chimera King. Iron Club. For every 4 cards you play, draw 1 card. Throwing Axe. The first card you play each combat is played in an extra time. Or Warhammer. Whenever you kill an elite, upgrade 4 random cards. Oh, baby, I love all of those. Throwing Axe. Okay, here we go, final act. So... we have an elite here. I kind of like... this route seems kind of nice. We get a merchant, we get an elite, we get treasure. We get 2 merchants. Not sure how I feel about double merchant. That seems kind of a waste. Yeah, it's guaranteed double merchant. Okay, never mind. How about merchant here? And then we have the choice of 1, 2, 3. We can do upgrade, treasure, event, upgrade, elite, event, and then we have an option of, we'll probably do event and then bonfire. Let's try that. Burge. Assassinate. Backstab. Oh, we get the double assassinate too. Nice. And then... I've not used Malaise yet. I kind of regret taking this. Skewer, I guess. There we go. Deadly Poison and Venom. He's gonna deal 12 damage. We only have basic blocks. Deflect. Squash. Pounce in... oh, never mind, he's dead. Done. Deflect, I guess. Event. I regret taking event. That's tragic. 5 times 2 is gonna be the worst one. Assassinate you. Don't really have any more damage. I guess let's do 2 decks, 6 block, 10 block. Let's do a strike on this guy, because we're going to absorb that 14, and then this guy is going to be the one that we're going to have to burn down next round. Yep. So let's squash you. Bouncing Flask. What are the odds of that? Oh well, it doesn't matter. We can kill him with this. And you're dead. Okay. That worked out just fine. Untouchable, Ricochet, Blade Dance. Skip. Bad guy. Okay. Doubles the Lost and the Forgotten. Assassinate. We take out 93. The health isn't really that different. Let's see. Backstab. Squash. And can we do 10 damage? Can do strike. There we go. And what do we do with this guy? Skewer him. Skewer him! End turn. Okay, so he's absorbing our dexterity. Interesting. I'm gonna do 15 damage. 3 block, 3 block. We want... I guess burst and then backflip. Neutralize. Deadly poison, deadly poison. Anticipate. Get back our ability to block. Then we can do pounce into bouncing flask is pretty good. Deflect. Pounce. 19 damage into free bouncing flask, which will all go on you. Say hello to 23... 30 poison. Deflect because why not, and then peck. Play it all. And he's dead, look at that. End turn. Got him. Add a card. Pounce, dodge and roll, flick flag. Skip. Merchant. Ha ha! We do another bouncing flask. Piercing whale seems pretty good. All enemies lose 6 strength. Potion belt, kind of eh. I would love to have cloak class. 1 block for each card in your hand. Let's remove a basic strike. Proceed. Oh god, these guys again, but another one. Assassinate. This guy's gonna hit us twice. Assassinate him. Then let's start on this guy. We can do burst, deadly poison, or backflip and get some more cards. Squash. Strike. There goes all my poison guards. Now these guys are gonna attack. Oh boy. I'm not gonna have 28 points of defend here. And they're both gonna hit twice, which is so rude. Defend. Oh, that only votes to one guy, right? 14 damage. Nine damage. Here goes all my bonus health. Neutralize, you have more health. Well, you're gonna do more damage anyway. And then... Pounce. You. The next skill we play is free, so let's play Burst for free. Then defend... doesn't matter. 10... Okay, we can block that 12 now. So... Envenom and Peck. Done. Bouncing Flask Plus again. Let's... What's coming up? What's coming up? We do have an elite coming up here, unless we go this route. What do we want to smith, though? Skewer Plus? Or Envenom Plus? Envenom Plus. We just need to actually play it now. A Rainbow Ring. The first time you play an attack skill and power each turn, gain 1 strength and 1 dexterity. So I'll only get like 1 chance to activate that because I only have 1 power to play. A Merchant. Lee's Waffle. Upon pickup, heal 10% of your HP. Snecko Eye. Start each combat confused. Mango, question mark, question mark, question. Is this like Temu Merchant? What is this? Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 3. Every 5 turns, gain energy. So we can have 3 and 5. If you end your turn without block, gain 3 block. Start each combat with 4 block. Yeah, these are like discount versions of actual relics. Give me the discount Happy Flower. So let's see. Do we do Elite, Rest, or Event? If we do Event, we have a guaranteed 3 enemy fights. If we do an Elite, we have combat and then 2 events. If we do campfire, we have an elite and 2 combats. We can do double rest if we go this way. 21. Yeah, we should heal probably. Oh no. What order do we get these guys in? This guy is going to be debuffing us. I don't want to be... Whatever your debuff is, I don't want to find out what it is. Let's get rid of this guy. $29. We can do a defend. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take some damage. Ow. Get some extra cards. This guy's got block, but we can deadly poison around it. Deflect. Deflect. Bouncing Flask. A little for everybody. And then deadly poison or squash. Let's do squash on you. Because you're gonna be debuffing us next. So we want to get rid of you ASAP. Dampen. While Magi Knight is alive, all your cards are downgraded. Well, screw you, buddy. 27. Can we do 27 damage? Can we do 17 damage? Deal 7 damage. I cannot deal 7 more damage. If I had 1 more strike, we'd be great. He's gonna deal 24 damage to us. That kind of sucks. Discard... Malaise, I guess. And we'll play some more defense. Alright. You're dead next turn, so we're gonna focus on this guy. Anticipate, we don't really have a whole lot of options here. The next skill we play costs 0, so we'll do that. We'll defend. Defend and strike. Ugh, these guys are whooping me. Neutralize. Your next skill is played an extra time. We can do that with Malaise and do a whole bunch of strength and weak. Let's do burst with deadly poison on you. Squash. Strike and you're dead. Bite. Ow. Strike dummy, which gives us cards containing strike deal 3 additional damage. Acrobatics plus, draw 4 cards, discard 1. Escape plan, draw 1 card. If you draw a skill, gain 5 block. Acrobatics plus, maybe? Give us some card draw. Of course, it's a combat. Assassinate. Don't really need anticipate, but we'll just get rid of it. Bouncing flask. Deadly poison. 17 poison. Oh, we summoned 2! Weak. He's still vulnerable. Deflect, deflect. Can we just skewer 13 damage times 4? 1, 2, 3, 4? And he's dead. Yes! Okay. Aerobic Acid. Add a random attack skill and power into your hand, and they're free to play. Prepared plus. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Sure. Event or enemy? I'm at 30 health. Let's do an event. This or that. Oh, we've done this already. We don't want to lose more HP, and gold is useless to us, so I guess we'll take a clumsy. We're gonna rest. 51 of 71. That's awful. Last boss. I'm not feeling great about this last boss. Assassinate. Backstab. Neutralize. Squash. Strike. That was too easy. Oh, he's gonna regenerate. Okay. I don't think... I would love to play Envenom, but I can't afford it. Retain our hand for 2 turns. Let's not do that. Especially with the clumsy in there. Now he's gonna go an extra ahead. 200. Well, 197 hit points. And he's gonna deal 30 damage. That's not good. Here, let's drop all of our tools here. Shivs deal extra damage. Wow, 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 wow. Incredible. 2 X cards. That's great. Acrobatics. Draw 3, discard 1. We'll discard Flick Flack. We have we have Pounce Plus and Bouncing Flask Plus. $12 poison. That's barely anything at all. And then a defend. And we're gonna take a bunch of damage. Upgrade all cards in our hand. We have 8 energy. We'll do Deflect Plus. Draw 4 cards. Discard... 6, 12, 18, 14, 11. Get rid of that. Burst Plus. Deadly Poison Plus. Deadly Poison Plus. 2 decks. Survivor? Get rid of Strike and Peck. Choose 2 cards to discard. Defend, defend. Hey, we actually have enough defend. Okay, we're up to 38 poison. Deflect, Survivor Plus. We'll lose the wound. He's gonna deal 50 damage this turn. Oh my god. We're so dead. Yep. Ouch. Desecrated. A familiar feeling. Man. I've still yet to get a win. We weren't even close to this one because he still had a regeneration icon left. Oh my god. Floors climb 48, elites killed 5, gold gained 787. I do think we kind of got screwed by selection again. I still feel like if we had gone full send into a Shiv build, we just got more Shiv options. We barely got any poison selection, so our build just kind of was meh. And that's one of the things that I don't like, especially about this game in particular, but about roguelike deck builders in general. This one feels a lot more unforgiving about that. You have no way of knowing what cards are going to be presented to you. So you can get caught in a trap where you see a few of a specific type of build cards appear at the beginning. You pick those, which is what we did. We picked some poison cards, so we had some poison cards at the beginning. And then the game, the RNG, just decided, actually, we're going to start putting a bunch of this other build in here. So here's a bunch of Shiv cards, here's a bunch of Shiv cards. And we stuck to our guns. I stuck to my guns, decided, you know, we're going to try to stick to poison because if I try to introduce another build, we're diluting our deck. But we never got enough cards to bring our poison build online. And if we had gone with the Shiv, if we had decided to dilute our deck, we would have been fine because we got a ton of really good Shiv cards. But you don't have any way of knowing that. And so we've just thrown away, what was the playtime of this? It doesn't say. It's got to be at least 2 hours. We threw away 2 hours on just a mid-tier run without scoring a win. I mean, we unlocked some stuff, but the fun is in actually winning a run. The fun's not in just unlocking some more cards for this one particular character so that you can keep grinding this character over and over and over again. So I feel like my opinion on Slay the Spire 2 has declined a bit since my initial optimism after the first episode has becoming more and more apparent that it's a game that you have to just continue to grind out. And for most people who aren't extremely high-level players of Slay the Spire 1, that the win rate for Slay the Spire 2 is something like under 10%, who would want to play a game? I get that there's an allure to games that have a challenge to them, and I do find myself attracted to those types of games as far as like Souls-like. I know people were complaining that Silksong was too difficult when Silksong released, but with Silksong, if you come up against a difficult boss in Silksong, the boss fights in Silksong are non-deterministic. So you can fight a boss, fail a boss in 5 minutes or less, and then you're right back into fighting that boss again, and that boss fight can be drastically different depending upon your positioning, your knowledge of his attacks, how he reacts to the things that you have done already. So in a span of 5 to 10 minutes, you can have two very different fights with the same boss, and there's a very low penalty to re-entry for attempting that boss over and over and over again until you figure it out and get it right. And you can improve your skill in a specific challenge relatively quickly. Whereas with Slay the Spire, you can have an amazing deck that takes you through most of the game, but you can run up against a single elite or late game boss that destroys you. And there's no real way for you to re-challenge that boss again. If your deck is fundamentally unable to defeat that boss because it doesn't scale fast enough, or you don't have the right cards, or your build just sucks, that's it. You're out of 2 hours of time. So the ability for you to iterate on this game and attempt to do something differently is not only does it take a long time, because you're now investing an additional 2+ hours into doing another run, but that new run is fundamentally different. If you start a new run, the RNG is completely different. So you're going to have different cards available to you. You're going to have different perks offered to you. You're going to have different encounters. So every run is fundamentally different in a way that makes it difficult to determine if the problem was something you did or if the problem was just RNG was unfair to you. And I think the time required in order to get a better feel for how this game works, unless you just make this like your game and you watch other players play this game and you watch videos on how to get better at this game and you invest a significant amount of time into learning all the little details of every little facet of the game that you are required to know in order to not make a critical mistake that will cost you the entire run. It's a bit much. And I don't know, as somebody who is already not a fan of roguelike deck builders, if it is an investment of time and effort that I'm willing to make. So I would like to see, I know that there's a lot of complaints. It's almost a bipolar fan base where you have like half of the players saying this game is way overtuned, the challenge is way too high, the RNG is too unforgiving, and then you have another subset of the fan base saying, well, actually, I'm winning more in Slay the Spire 2 than I did in Slay the Spire 1, and I think the game is too easy. But I worry that a lot of the people that are saying the game is too easy are people who had hundreds of hours in Slay the Spire 1 and are not really a good reference for what the challenge level of a non-ascended run should be. Like, it's cool that Slay the Spire 2 is more challenging, potentially, depending on who you are, than Slay the Spire 1, but I feel that the baseline challenge for running non-ascended runs should be significantly easier. Like, you should be able to take a mid-tier deck through A0 and have a decent chance of succeeding. Like, if your deck just sucks, your deck just sucks, but I don't think that you should have to have hundreds of hours of experience and have a really well-chosen, really highly efficient deck in order to have more than a 10% chance of winning on an A0 run. That seems insane to me. It makes way more sense to me to see the Ascension levels be significantly more difficult than Slay the Spire 1, and then make your non-ascended runs more friendly to onboarding new players. Because if you tune your game for people who are just sweaty experts at Slay the Spire 1 right off rip, then you basically are only able to advertise your game to people who have already invested hundreds of hours into Slay the Spire 1, right? So I don't know. Let's go to unlocks. Okay, we have 3 unlocks here. Scribbles. Magnum opus. On this quiet planet, beasts of imagination began to dot the world. They roam the lands in this time of simple, gleeful violence. Countless ways to kill, to feed, and proliferate are suggested. Colonies, hives, groups, and schools ebb and flow into the nooks and crannies of Prion. 3 new relics, Unsettling Lamp, Intimidating Helmet, and Reptile Trinket. We have Bigger Prey, beat Act 1 with silence. I love the placeholder art. The other sisters judge the fourth one in silence. They have not seen her for over 3 centuries, and she returns with an ugly, pulsating scrap. The silent recollects the trials she endured for this trophy, but does not speak. To speak is weak. One can only prove herself with more impressive trophies. There is always Bigger Prey, so how do you recollect a trial without speaking? Cards unlocked. Snakebite, retain, apply 7 poison. That would have been great to have on our run, wouldn't it? Bubble Bubble, if the enemy has poison, apply 9 poison. Also would have been great. All of these cards, these are all, we should have had of these. All of these would have been incredible to have on our first run here. Accelerant, 1. Poison is triggered 1 additional time. Yeah. Yep. Just silly. Anomalous planet, the Regent. His Majesty barely even looked anymore and swiped through the planet profiles in the current constellation. I demand to visit a more exciting planet! The Regent slammed his fists down on the space console. Beep, beep, beep. Anomalous planet detected. That's us. We're the anomalous planet. The Regent has arrived. His Majesty may now embark upon the Spire. Onwards! Unlock the Regent as a playable character. Well, there we go. So, Regent versus Ironclad. I gotta say I liked Ironclad more. It felt a bit easier. We got farther, like we were 1 round away from victory versus like not even getting through phase 2 of the boss fight, the final boss fight. I like the idea of Silent as the skill-based character that can put together way more impressive combos than Ironclad, but we just didn't get the card draw for it. I would like to have seen what our Shiv build would have looked like if we had chosen the Shiv cards, especially with the ability to replay all of your Shiv cards from your exhaust pile. And that card, if I recall, wasn't even an exhausted card, so you could just play that every time it comes up in your hand. So absolutely crazy Shiv builds are possible there, but that's a completely different run to experiment with the possibilities of different builds, and you're not even necessarily guaranteed to get access to those cards again. So like, I feel like if we went back in and tried to do a Shiv build, we're just as likely to then get poison cards instead of Shiv builds in that attempt. So it's just one of the many things that irks me about purely RNG-based games, especially ones that are so antagonistic to the player. I think if you have those hundreds of hours already under your belt from Slay the Spire 1, I can definitely see how this is a really enjoyable game, because the actual like moment-to-moment experience of playing Slay the Spire 2 is really enjoyable. Like, it feels good to play, it's really reactive, the sounds, the animations are good, the mechanics themselves are actually enjoyable. I just think that the difficulty to actually obtain a win is too high. And I know people will say, well, the fun of Slay the Spire 2 isn't in winning, it's in playing and learning the game. I agree up to a point. There is fun to be had in learning a difficult system, but if the difficulty curve is so high that you're only winning potentially 1 out of every 10 runs or worse, I've seen people list way worse win records than that, you will lose people before they ever get to that point where they can start winning. So again, I'm not burned out of the game just yet. I will play some more of Slay the Spire 2. I probably will do less of Slay the Spire 2 than I originally anticipated I would, but well, we're definitely going to do at least 1 episode with every character, and hopefully I'll find the character that fits my playstyle. I don't know if it'll be Silent. I might do another Ironclad run just because it seems like he's generally agreed upon to be the easiest because of his health regen. He's a little bit more forgiving, but I'll do 1 run with each character first before I do any replaying. So the next episode of Slay the Spire will be with Regent, so look forward to that soon. But for now, if you're still with us, thank you for watching. If you're enjoying this playthrough of Slay the Spire 2, hit like and subscribe. If you want to let me know what you think of the game so far, or you have any tips for me to help me not fail so much, let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to find out what I'm doing wrong that isn't just, oh, we got bad RNG on card draw for our build. Let me know in the comments down below. But whatever you do, I'll see you right here again in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.